Welcome to Geek Dimension, the podcast. Occurrence #2.
I'm Tina.
Our new person. And of course, I'm your lovable Elijah.
I'm one of your hosts, Joe.
And as usual, Morrow.
Today's topic, we are going to discuss superheroes. Me personally, Joe, prefer Superman over all of them because he's a Superman.
Superman is the Superman. Superman, yeah, I definitely think he's the coolest.
The Superman movie.
Another one.
Yes, also played by Roth.
Which I think he did an okay job.
Going to be played by Brandon Roth again.
Same guy.
Probably because he did it last time, which he didn't do that bad of a job, but
That's true.
It didn't insult the franchise, but it didn't elevate it.
That's
It's
true.
kind of weird that he has a kid.
Yeah, they screwed the story on that, I think.
Yeah.
That's really kind of screwing up the whole Superman story because
The genetics, man, would be almost impossible to get right to form a viable offspring.
That and that whole last Superman with Christopher Reeves where Lois and him got together, that's wrong too.
Chicky bow wow.
That's just not right. And still even Smallville with Lana and Clark.
Oh my lord, don't get me started on that on Smallville because I mean he was good.
We always needed a Superman backstory, and if you look at the whole series as a gigantic backstory.
Before season 5, yes, it complements the comic books and the movies. Before season 5.
But then Lex, a.k.a. Michael Rosenbaum, said, "That's it, I'm done."
Who, by the way, is very yummy. Yes.
Okay.
Well, we have the female opinion.
He's so yummy.
He could be my villain any day.
He's not just a villain, he's a thinking, caring, concerned bad guy.
No, he's not.
Well, sure does.
Actually, he does because somebody needs something. He's there to help.
No, it's
In
all
Smallville.
It's all about what he wants, how he can get what he wants, and whatever gets him to that idea. Still maintaining a good public relation and image.
That's
You
Luther.
just described 99% of the politicians.
I went up there and I watched season 5, and I started kind of getting into season 6. You know, I like how they brought Supergirl in.
My question is, how are they going to kill off Chloe? Because she's nowhere in the mythos of Superman anywhere.
This is true. And yet she was allegedly Clark's best friend. They did a pretty good job with Pete. He was on the last episode.
Yeah.
They brought him back for a cameo.
Well, good.
You know what? I haven't seen the season that's out now, so y'all try not to talk too much because I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen
Well,
it
neither
either.
have I.
I've seen every episode.
Of course you have.
Least favorite.
For me, in the Superman series alone, flippin' Lois. Why did she never figure out it was Superman? God, how dumb can she be?
You know, I've always
good
wondered
point.
that. How do you not recognize the man that you're in love with when the only thing different is a pair of glasses?
Exactly.
Wait. Now you got to think of it this way. She had no desire in Clark.
And was
So she-
all a bother for Superman.
Right. So here she is paying attention to this guy and making sure she doesn't pay attention to this guy.
Yeah.
So she's shallow,
Basically, yeah.
There's nothing wrong with being shallow.
says the 1-inch deep person.
I don't know if all of our superhero fans are familiar with Superman had died in one of the comic books.
Well, I read the novelization of that.
Killed by
Yeah.
Doomsday.
He actually died numerous times, but that's the big one.
Well,
Hey, who is Doomsday? Because I'm not familiar with that.
he was a created, originally, defense weapon by this race.
By Kryptonians.
No,
by
this-
an alien race.
Just some alien race.
Oh, okay.
He was originally for a defense system. Well, apparently they tried to put emotions in him, and the only emotion he cared about was rage. So he was always in rage. Well, because he was so strong, he was actually a living being. He was like super strong. Well, somehow he destroyed that whole society. But before he finished destroying it, they launched him off the planet. Well, after he was launched off the planet, he landed on Earth. And he was there for years.
Umpteen gazillion years.
Something like that. I don't know. But eventually he breaks out of this little case that landed on Earth. Well, then he starts destroying things, and everybody's trying to stop him, and he's just laying waste to all the superheroes.
Yeah.
Well, then Superman comes on the scene. And they fight, and they both fight to the death. And they both die. Then, when they both die, it's a big deal. Superman's dead. What are we going to do?
And then there's 4 Supermen.
There are people who want to play, or some of them say, hey, I'm Superman, that pop up. One of them being just an African-American who wanted to play, they call him the Man of Steel, because he made a steel armor suit. And his whole weapon was the big, huge, long-handled
Then
hammer.
there's the cyborg Superman.
Okay, now the cyborg Superman turned out to be evil. And he's the one that destroyed Green Lantern's city, Star City. It destroyed his town. Then there was a 4th genetically engineered Superboy.
Yeah.
But they engineered him based on the aura Superman gave off. So Superboy was only strong to matter. He wasn't very strong to energy.
Yeah.
And then there was, of course, what they call the last son of Krypton, which was a kind of a mutated actual Kryptonian who landed on Earth. But he tried to siphon Superman Kal-El's powers. Well, in the middle of doing that, the siphoning of the powers is he realized that Superman's body was still absorbing sun radiation. And in this, when he was getting power from Superman, it brought Superman back to life. Green Lantern, what was his profession?
I don't remember.
And which Green
Green
Lantern are we
Lantern
talking about? Oh my
yeah.
gosh, there's been so many of those.
Yeah, they keep passing that ring
And which
around.
planet?
I remember I used to know the number of Green Lantern he was. It was a 4-digit number. He was like the 3,467th Green Lantern.
It's sick that you know that.
Something like that. It was some number like that.
Yeah. When Joseph would go up there and I'd be going through the comic book and it was like a whole bunch of the Green Lanterns got together. And I thought one was weird because it was like one big eyeball or something like that. And Joseph would be like, yeah, that's Green Lantern number so-and-so and that's Green Lantern number so-and-so. And I'd be like, how on earth? I don't get it. But hey,
Walking Green
you
Lantern
got the memory, buddy.
encyclopedia.
I didn't really get into Green Lantern, but I thought he was a fascinating special power. Supposedly his will, if he actually uses it, that would make him the strongest superhero. Well, there was another comic book where these Green Lanterns come to stop Superman.
Dun, dun, dun.
And there was an army of Green Lanterns that come to stop Superman. And they were saying, well, our will is stronger than any strength you could possibly have. Well, Superman's response is, well, I can move faster than your will, so you've got to catch me first. So, of course, he winds up beating everybody up. But Superman, woo-hoo, and
Go Superman.
but I thought it was kind of neat. There was the green, I don't know which Green Lantern it was, but anyway, the original one that everybody knows with the gray hair outline in
Yeah.
his ears. Not Guy Garner. I think he was number 2 or something. I don't know. And then there's the black guy, the Green Arrow black guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a redheaded Green Arrow. And
Redheaded one?
yeah,
Oh,
he was
that's weird.
redheaded.
What about the African American?
He is on the new cartoon Justice League, African American.
I've seen him.
Yeah,
flip
he
through.
is on the new Justice League cartoons. Going back to Green Lantern about Soul City, the Cyborg launched Doomsday out into space. And that's the last you hear of him for about a year. He destroyed Star City. What had happened was the Green Lantern, he used all of his will and recreated the city, people, dogs, buildings, everything. He recreated the entire city. And this is no small city. Well, it's against the rules to create life with your ring. It's against the rules.
Uh-oh.
So he creates this whole city. Well, the whole Green Lantern Society says, you can't do that. Green Lantern says, well, I want my people back. I think to dispel his city or something like that. And Green Lantern says, I'm going to come up there and kick every one of y'all's butt. Of course, they launch all these other Green Lanterns to fight him. Well, it turned out he's like the strongest of them all. So he's like welling on them, stuff like that. And then the cool kicker thing is, the ones he counters, real strong Green Lanterns, he takes their rings.
Yeah.
It starts being even stronger. So
I remember that.
He starts having massive amounts of rings on his hand. So he's even becoming even multiple strong. So then he goes into the Green Lantern Society, and how can we defeat this guy? He's coming to kill us, right? They get the youngest one, and they like bodyguard him with their bodies, the society, and they block the young one from dying. And Green Lantern just zaps them all. The youngest one winds up living and still passing out rings and stuff like that. And then that Green Lantern, he drops all of his rings and says, I quit. Well, because he had so much of the green power in him, he no longer needed the rings.
Wow.
But that's the last you hear of that Green Lantern.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Anyway, and so then there's more Green Lanterns.
He's gone totally green, and now he's at peace.
Do you remember what the weakness of Green Lantern was, Elijah? Don't say
Yellow.
it. Yellow.
Yellow, yeah.
Which is
The
ironic.
yellow ring.
The yellow ring, yellow things. You can't penetrate.
So he can't go on the yellow brick road, right?
Something like that.
Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Oh, it will kill me.
This is not a musical.
Kids really like superheroes.
They should. They all have Christian parallels.
This is true. Good ethics, anyway.